morning, everyone. The race to become the next leader of the Alberta PC Party and ultimately Premier of Alberta officially kicks off today. Nominations opening at 9 o'clock this morning. So far, only Calgary Hayes MLA Rick McIver says he's in for sure. Reports are this morning former federal cabinet minister Jim Prentice will file his official nomination papers today, although he won't formally launch his campaign until next week. Candidates have between today and May 30th to enter the race. Then the candidates will be introduced at an Alberta PC function on June 2nd. The vote, of course, for a new leader is in September. Meantime, the co-chair of Jim Prentice's leadership campaign is demanding proof this morning to back up a claim by Wild Rose leader Danielle Smith. Apparently, Smith claims that Prentice supporters are pushing for a PC Wild Rose merger. Smith says one of her staffers was approached by a member of Jim Prentice's inner circle, floating the idea of combining the two parties. The Wild Rose leader says Prentice is trying to eliminate her party as a threat. She also adds she has no interest in a merger. The Prentice team denies the conversation happened and wants Smith to name names.
Mr. Prentice knows who called me, and I guess I'm just not interested in seeing yet another denial. We know that's exactly what would happen because they've been denying that they've been calling Rick McIver. They've been denying that they've been calling Thomas Lukasik as well. So of course they're going to deny that they've been calling me as well because it makes him look very weak. It makes him look like he's afraid to be able to face a leadership challenge. He's trying to elbow people out of that race.
Premier Dave Hancock says the accusations all about Danielle Smith looking for attention during the PC leadership campaign. As of this morning, there are no charges laid yet in connection with the seizure of 33 dogs from a home in the southeast Calgary community of Acadia. Over the last 24 hours, Calgary Humane Society vets examining the animals, making sure they're all okay. Thankfully, none of the dogs rescued from a home along Addison Drive are in danger of dying, but they are definitely in distress. It's because the animals were living in a house full of urine and feces.
So the veterinarians are doing a thorough physical examination of the animals, taking blood work, anything that might be appropriate, skin scrapings, anything that would look appropriate in these animals.
Investigators have spoken with Bev Creed, the owner of the dogs. They say they need to interview her again before deciding if charges will be laid. 33 dogs, all in the care of one person, all in one home. That is not something you see every day. Some say it could be a sign of a hoarding disorder. U of C psychology professor Leanne Tomfor says between 2 to 5% of the population has a form of that specific disorder.
We all probably have things that we really like, right? We have an animal that we feel really attached to or something very sentimental to us, and it would be hard to give it away. People who get obsessive compulsive disorders or disorders like hoarding feel a much greater than usual sense of anxiety when they have to part with something.
Tomfor adding the disorder is treatable with therapy and, if needed, medication. The May-long weekend is almost here. That means a lot of people are dusting off their camping gear, getting ready to head into the great outdoors this long weekend. What if you're not really into roughing it? Well, Pigeon Lake Provincial Park, about 2.5 hours north of Calgary, may be worth checking out. A $7 million makeover means new campsites, new restrooms, a better boat launch, and the main attraction, this, a yurt. A yurt is a circular tent-like building offering a camping experience with the comfort of having an actual roof.
We have a lot of folks that don't necessarily have a lot of exposure to camping, our increasingly urbanized society, as well as a lot of new Canadians. And we know we have lots of new Canadians, new Albertans coming to the province, and not all of them necessarily have the camping gear.
To book a yurt or other provincial park campsites, you have to go online to reserve.albertaparks.ca. Speaking of the great outdoors, here's something you don't see every day. A family of 5 black bears hanging out in a clump of trees in a neighborhood in Eau Claire County in Wisconsin. Check them out. 2 of the bears appear to be younger. They've been climbing up and down the trees for a while now. The other 3, though, well, they just look like they're chilling out. People are being smart about the 5 black bears right now. You can see they are coming by to check them out, snapping lots of pictures, but not getting too close. Lazy bears. There you go. 6:08, 9 degrees right now at the airport. Heading